What's up, YouTube? This is your girl, Megan. Welcome back to the Hood Astro Queen, to all of my returning subscribers. However, if this is your first time on my channel, hit that subscribe button on your way in because you know you want to. And today I am doing a celebrity birth chart reading. And when I say celebrity, I mean very, very, very loosely. We're using the word very loosely. Quote unquote celebrity birth chart reading on none other than the infamous Supa scent. And this is a very highly requested reading. A lot of people have been asking me to do this for a while now. So here I am. Here we go. So for those of you all who are not aware, Supa scent is a online personality, an internet personality, media figure, or whatever people are calling themselves these days. However, she was able to create her own makeup case. I think it's called the crayon case or the crayon kit. And she's a self-made millionaire essentially, and was able to kind of achieve a lot of success by way of being an entrepreneur in that vein. So you know, there's that. And then she's also known for her friendship with other entrepreneurs from New Orleans, such as Tokyo Vanity, what's the other girl's name? BB Judy, and just other people. So she's very much known for her associations as well. And she used to do skits on YouTube back in the day and so on and so forth. So she's kind of somewhat of a controversial person in the sense that she's very public with a lot of her business. Okay, she is very transparent about her life, and she puts a lot of her life on the internet, and it recently came back to bite her in the ass. Well, it bites her in the ass a lot, but most recently it came to light by way of her own social media account that she and Lou are no longer together. Lou is her longtime fiance, aka the father of her second child. Okay, they just had a baby last year, and so allegedly they're not together. And yeah, like, which is very interesting because everybody is like feeling so bad for her, but y'all want me to feel bad for the bitch? I don't. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't she just cussing people out, and she was threatening a psychic who did a reading on their relationship and had already predicted that Lou had gotten another woman pregnant, or that there was something going on in the relationship? But now we supposed to like feel sorry for you. And it's just, she does too much. She puts all her business on the internet and then gets angry at people like myself, you know, people who are involved in the occult community for calling things the way that they are. So, but we're going to get into her chart, and particularly the way it aligns with a lot of the rumors that have been swirling around the rumor mill. Okay, so let's get started. So Supa was born February 2nd, 1988 in New Orleans, Louisiana, making her an Aquarius sun, Leo moon. Now, I could tell y'all right off the bat, with her being a Leo moon, she definitely is like prone to having issues with men. A lot of Leo women, sun, moon, and rising, have issues with keeping a man. And a lot of this is due to Leo moons being very masculine themselves. So it's very difficult for them to deal with especially alpha men. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be like this kind of struggle, power struggle there. And they also like to wield power or some type of authority over their loved ones. So when you're thinking about the traditional quote unquote man, or an alpha man especially, it usually doesn't go together. There could also be a tendency to treat men like children, you know what I'm saying, to attract men who you have to foot the bill for. He's essentially like another child, which, you know, is very fitting because a lot of people were left looking at Lou and Scent's relationship like, what does he do? What does this nigga do? Does he, you know, like, he had a t-shirt line, but it's like, okay, most people even suspected that she funded that, which is definitely probable off of this placement alone. So it's like, what does he do besides being attached to Scent? So, and also with the sun dealing with a woman's husband, you know, a lot of Aquarius women, depending on how their sun is aspected, of course, and the other placements, can absolutely attract men who feel entitled And this is reinforced with her sun at the 12th degree of Aquarius, forming or making an exact conjunction, a tight conjunction to her Pluto, which is at the 12th degree of Scorpio. So yeah, Lou could have absolutely have been an opportunist. I definitely see that. This aspect could make for somebody who deals with a man who almost in a way that dehumanizes them. Like, you're a lick. What's yours is mine. It's so, I mean, that's that on that. But taking it back to that Leo moon as well, a lot of Leo moons do have issues with children, and this issue could be by way of like something's happening to the point where they can't have kids, they have issues having children, or they engage in relationships with men so that they can have a baby, which is kind of interesting. And then also there could just be issues with their relationship with that child. And her moon is squaring her Pluto as well, which I know she has a son too, but that could definitely spell out some issues and some difficulties in her relationship with either one of the children. And I brought this up because I was watching a YouTuber who brought up the fact that Supa, if you look at some of her live streams, especially the one since she's had the little baby, the little girl, the things that she would say about the baby is kind of alarming. Okay, so she'll say stuff like, oh, that lame ass baby. Or they were getting on a tour bus going somewhere, and she was like, no, let me get on the bus first, then the baby. And then she said something else. I don't know if she told somebody that if it wasn't for Lou, that the baby would be swimming with the fishes. You see what I'm saying? So like, just kind of disturbing stuff that kind of makes you wonder, like, is she jealous of the child or what? Like, what the hell is going on? And her moon squaring her Pluto, her Leo moon squaring her Pluto could actually produce a situation where she resents the child. It could create a mother who kind of even wishes that their child hadn't been born on a certain level. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. Her sun and moon squaring her Pluto can also make her very abusive too. Now, I'm not alleging that she's abusing children, but we definitely know for sure that she's abusive to her husband, or to Lou, her now ex-fiance. Because there even was a something online. Y'all look it up. Y'all do the research. Y'all, I ain't got all that here, but I heard that she stabbed him before, which is very consistent because that Leo energy can definitely be violent. Leo moons can be violent AF. Even Aquarius women can actually, dark-sided Aquarius women can be bullies. You know what I'm saying? So, squaring her Pluto and Scorpio, we talking about, like, she's capable of doing some very cruel shit. That Sun square Pluto can also make her somebody who either she herself or she attracts men who are criminals, who are involved in. And you could even look at her Leo moon squaring her Pluto as her evoking a lot of strong emotional responses out of people. Her being the type of person like, so look at that Leo moon as her being famous, her being a celebrity, right? Her a career or reputation to a degree. And then the square to that Scorpio Pluto is like love, hate. You know what I'm saying? So people who really love her, who really ride for her, and then people who just don't see it for her. Ooh, y'all can even look at her moon squaring her Pluto as her getting that DNA test done. Pluto and Scorpio is all about forensics, DNA, things that you can't see with the naked eye, right? And then with her Leo moon, that's children. Or she could even be asking a man to get a paternity test. So that's crazy. Y'all, I can't make this shit up. So yeah, there's that. Her Mercury is at the 28th degree of Aquarius, which reinforces a lot of the traits of her Aquarius sun. And it can deal with her being very big on social media, because Aquarius does deal with social media. But with that 28th degree also being considered the anaretic degree, it can deal with there being a lot of scandal, controversy by way of social media, obviously. But then also, y'all, her Mercury at the 28th degree of Aquarius can deal with issues with friends too. A lot of tension within her friendships. And her Uranus is also at the 29th degree of Sagittarius, that anoretic degree again. Her having conflicts with her friends and stuff like that. There being some type of tension. It could also deal with third-party interferences. And people have always suspected, even Tracy Brown, the psychic, alluded to the fact that her friends are fake AF. She does not have real friends. I also find it interesting that her Uranus is squaring her Juno. Your asteroid Juno deals with your relationship. So once again, reinforcing this theme of entitlement, her getting into relationships where men feel entitled to her. Or it could be the other way around, because Aquarius people and that Uranus energy can bring a sense of entitlement, from either party. But I just find it very interesting that, the rumors like match up with these placements. Like, it just is what it is. But then that could also reinforce there, once again, being issues with her friends. And with her Juno, also at the anoretic degree of Pisces, is at the 28th degree. We're talking about her having friends who are deceptive. There being scandal around her friend. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if she's ever had a friend to like creep around with a boyfriend before or something like that. I'm not alleging that it's Lou, but just in general, because this placement can create a person like to where you have a friend and your friend sleeping with your man type of thing. But then once again, also like backstabbing by way of friends, scandal on the internet, or people releasing stuff to the internet. And it could also just deal with having a partner who's creeping. And you can even look at this Uranus squaring her Juno is like, the whole scandal with Lou getting caught up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Him creeping around. Like, it's crazy. It could also bring a lot of situations to where she's having stuff thrown in her face, like on social media. So like I said, following in that same vein of scandal. Now, this could also deal with her attracting men who are not necessarily heterosexual. Same thing with her being an Aquarius sun. Y'all do what y'all want with that. And her Venus is at the 21st degree of Pisces. It's squaring her Chiron in Gemini. So, at best, it can deal with her, of course, dealing with a liar, even a con artist, a moocher, but also someone with a hidden agenda who's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of thing. Somebody who is very, definitely a lot of infidelity, but at worst, it could also deal with him having like a double side to his sexuality too, which was something else Tracy Brown called in her reading, her tarot reading. Y'all don't be listening to us. Y'all gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn with listening to people in the occult community. Like, we ain't got no reason to make this shit up. But, I guess her Venus at the 21st degree of Pisces can also deal with her, of course, being into like cosmetics, makeup, and she does have that business line. Her Venus is squaring her Saturn in Sagittarius, which deals with her being an entrepreneur, her using that makeup line to make her an entrepreneur, but it's going to come at a cost. She could even have issues with her business later on down the line, especially with her Saturn at that anoretic degree, because it could create a situation to where she can make a lot of money, but if she's not careful and doesn't make very carefully calculated business decisions in the future, she could lose it. The business could go bankrupt, or something. There could be sudden upheavals, ups and downs in her, business. But usually people with Saturn and Sagittarius, their freedom in entrepreneurship typically does come at a price, especially with her Mars conjoined to her Saturn and Sag. Now, that could also deal with her, you can even look at her Mars at the 16th degree. That number 16 deals with catastrophe. Her dealing with a man who's not really ready to settle down either. Okay, a man who is, a cheater, prone to cheating. But let's double back. Let's back it up a little bit. This Venus in Pisces can also even deal with her being very sensitive to chemicals and stuff like that. So even with it squaring her Chiron, you can even look at this like as her being poisoned through her food, y'all. Yes. Yes. Once again, confirming what Stacy was saying in her reading, that she could have potentially been poisoned. And it could have been by way of friends too. Her Venus is squaring her Mars. Like, she could have been poisoned by Lou or by her friends. Period. Like, these aspects, she has a lot of indicators of her being around some very fucked up people, very sneaky people, very deceptive people. So, like, I mean, it just is what it is. And she's a Pisces North Node, so it's just kind of like, her Venus and Pisces can also deal, and her Pisces North Node, is it conjoined? Yeah, her Venus is conjoined to her North Node of Pisces. And that could also deal with her being very, like, charitable, because people always talk about the stuff that she does for the hood, that she does for the culture. And that's cute. That's all fine and dandy. I still don't like her. She do too much. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. Like, okay, girl. You can also look at her Venus in Pisces squaring her Chiron at the 23rd degree of Gemini as her having friends that talk shit about her behind her back. You can also look at that as her being involved in some type of scandal, which is very interesting because it actually now is making me think back to just certain things that have happened in the past and wondering if she was lying about it. Because, you know, this could also point towards her being very deceitful. And with her being a Virgo South Node, her getting help, like her receiving help, you know what I'm saying, even by way of friends, especially with her Mercury in Aquarius. So her friends helping her hide shit and cover shit up. So y'all remember when, like, I think this was back in 2014, it was like this huge, like, oh, where's Supa campaign? She's missing. She was supposedly missing, but then not really. It was just so weird. Like, where did she go? Did she get kidnapped? Was she, like, is she alive? And I don't know how that ended. I mean, obviously she's here, but, you know, I'm wondering if, like, her friends pull stunts together. Oh my God. Her Mars and Saturn are squaring her Virgo South Node. Yeah, I really think Lou and them poisoned her. I think they poisoned her. Especially with her Mars at the 16th degree. Like I said, that 16 dealing with catastrophe, devastation. He did something to her health. Absolutely, for sure. For sure. I mean, what more can I say? Like, and even that Saturn at the 28th degree, as it's conjoined to her Mars, can reinforce him cheating on her. Like, that's all over the place. This at this point, it's just not even disputable. Like, he was cheating on her, period. Probably chronically throughout the relationship. Her Saturn conjoined to her Uranus could even deal with her having a business with a friend or having business dealings that went sour. I also meant to mention that her Venus squaring her Mars can even deal with her having a situation to where she's in competition with her friends, or maybe her friends are in competition with her. A silent kind of competition, especially with her Venus in Pisces. So, I mean, either way you want to look at it, man, it's just not good. And with all this Piscean energy, like I said, her Juno at the 28th degree of Pisces, her Venus at the 21st degree of Pisces, conjoined to that North Node. She's just used to attracting men. Even if it wasn't Lou, she would probably be with somebody else who ain't shit. This could even deal with her attracting men who are like in jail, criminals, just situations to where she's going to be victimized. Or like being a rehabilitation center for men. I don't really know what to say. Like, I'm sorry to this lady. I don't see nothing in here that disproves anything that people have ever said about her online, which is why it's very perplexing as to why she'll put out certain things, and then when people speak on it, she'll try to cuss people out, or her and her friends will, you know, it's just too much. It's too much. And I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on her reading, because I'm only doing this because of y'all. So y'all wanted it. Here you go. And yeah, that concludes this reading. Y'all drop down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about it. What do you think about Supa in this situation? And yeah, Make sure you practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And until the next time, I holla.